What up, y'all? It's your boy All Day, and this is another brand new episode of the Uncivilized podcast.
Yes, sir.
Got my man Nostalgia in the building this time. He not at Astro Studios. We are in Angel House Studios, man, and we finna jump right into it because we got a lot to cover and we got to do it real fast. Gonna drop into these culture events first and foremost, y'all. Couple of weeks ago, in the Orlando indictment came down with Hotboii and Glock 9 being specifically targeted. Orlando police, this is from the Fader. Orlando police and federal authorities have identified Glock 9 and Hotboii, two fast-rising rappers and rival gang members, as two of the 34 suspects facing federal charges in an ongoing RICO investigation. The Orange County Sheriff's Office discussed Operation X-Force, which targeted the local crime organizations Army Gang and 438 Gang, on Friday in a press conference. Both Glock 9, real name Jaquavius Smith, and an alleged member of the Army Gang, and Hotboii, Javari Latre Walker, reportedly of 438 Gang, faces charges of racketeering and conspiracy to commit racketeering.
Ooh.
According to a police handout, Glock 9 has been arrested while Hotboii is listed at large. A number of other local rappers have been arrested and are sought as part of Operation X-Force, including Rugrat, Odie, Lil Wavy, and Draco Psych. What are your thoughts, Nostalgia?
Rappers and gang members don't mix, man. That's all that.
Yeah, Roddy Ricch made a decree and cry this week. He said there's no such thing as being a rapper, gangster against rapper.
You can't be a rapper and in the streets. Like, if you're gonna do one, you can't do the other, because
facts. And the reason why I started into that first and foremost, y'all, because we are fresh off of Rolling Loud, just went down a couple of days ago, and at that event, they took Fredo Bang and Lit Yoshi into custody. Lit Yoshi was arrested for attempted murder on a case involving the shooting that actually occurred. Well, actually, it's the attempted murder of an NBA YoungBoy associate, but they also believe he's going to be eventually charged with the attempted murder and murder of the NBA YoungBoy's girlfriend getting shot at the past the 2 years of the last Rolling Loud before the COVID.
It's 2019.
And innocent bystander was unfortunately killed. He was just getting off work, leaving Hearst rent-a-car, and he was just crossing the street.
Right.
And he was an innocent bystander. Fredo Bang was arrested for racketeering. So
is he involved with Lil Yoshi at all?
They live together.
Oh.
So
it's grouped up. So you got to get racketeering so you can get them all.
Well, that's what's probably going to end up happening.
Right.
But for now, let me pull up the official charges. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I mean, that's two RICO cases back to back. The way I see it is that's the only way authorities are able to actually convict these rappers of the crimes that they're alleging, because if you're grouping them with these gangbangers, that's only it worked with 6ix9ine. You see that, and they know that, so they're able to. That's the prime example. So that method can easily be pursued with any other. Let
me make a correction first of all. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Fredo Bang was not arrested for RICO. One day, this is from the Miami Herald. One day before he was supposed to take the stage at South Florida's Rolling Loud rap show, rapper Fredo Bang was arrested in Miami for a parole violation out of his home state of Louisiana. The rapper, whose real name is Frederick Givens II, was booked into the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center on Thursday afternoon. Givens hailed from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but lives in Miami Lakes. His associate, a rapper named Lit Yoshi, was arrested Wednesday in Miami on a Louisiana warrant as well. The two men lived together at the luxury lakeside home on the 16,000 block of Northwest 88 Court. Lit Yoshi, whose real name is Miyoshi Edwards, and is awaiting trial in Baton Rouge for what prosecutors are calling a violent gang war involving other rappers. Both men, and this is the exact same situation with Glock 9 and Hotboii. Both men, 1 second, sorry. It's
pop up.
Okay, there you go. I had to pop up. Both men are associated with a rap group known as Hotboii Guerrilla, or TBG, which had been feuding with the crew of another Louisiana rapper known as YoungBoy. Right. He clearly, the writer from Miami Herald, He had belongs to a group called NBA or It Never Broke Again. Thank you, writer.
Wow,
2 years
really?
ago, Miami-Dade police homicide detectives have been looking to speak to Givens and Edwards about the feud. The reason: somebody in a passing car opened fire on a young boy whose real name is Kentrell Gaulden outside the Trump International Beach Resort in Sunny Isle Beach. In
That
the
was
gun
Rolling
battle,
Loud 2019, correct?
right, a young boy's girlfriend was shot and wounded, and 3 innocent bystanders were grazed. A Texas man and his girlfriend and her 5-year-old son. But one stray bullet killed Muhammad Jarati, 43, a Hearst rental car employee who had just finished his shift across the street. No one's been charged with that.
Okay.
Prosecutors in Louisiana, however, have publicly linked Edwards and the TBG group to the Sunny Isles shooting. According to the Advocate, a judge in Louisiana in February ruled that the evidence of the Sunny Isles shooting could be used against Edwards in his upcoming trial. The shootings in 2 different states all stem from the same rapper's feud, East Baton Rouge prosecutors say. So, yeah, that's what's going on with that. And, again, it goes back to what we were speaking on. Can't be both, man. If you're still out there doing your thing and you rap, you bringing in millions of dollars, dude.
Especially
They lived in
with
an
the shows,
affluent
like,
Miami neighborhood.
Okay.
They have no business focusing that much hatred towards NBA Youngboy to take them outside of their character so much to even attempt to do, and the shooting that he's being accused of. We'll find out more details as to what exactly Fredo Bang did to violate his probation. But that's all we have on that.
Okay.
All right, in other news, man, let's all go ahead and move on. Rolling Loud did happen. You gonna take this one, Caleb? Nostalgia, lead the charge. Break down how the show went, what you hearing, what you heard.
So Friday night, I believe. I don't even think I checked in. I forgot who was the main event in that night, but they had SmackDown on there, which was crazy because nobody was into it at all. Which
What do you mean?
Is expected. Okay, so they had the SmackDown Women's Title match on Rolling Loud on the stage, and they got the 2, I guess, ethnically, coats. They got the black people there. Because the SmackDown Women's Champion is Bianca Belair, and they got Carmella, who's I guess is a hip hop esque character. So they had that match, which great for them. They are at the main stage, and Bianca Belair did get a big pop, but for the most part, that crowd was kind of dead throughout most of it.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Where was it televised at?
It was televised on SmackDown. But Rolling Loud was actually watching it live there. Like, it was live from Rolling Loud. They mixed the two together.
The whole SmackDown was at Rolling Loud.
No.
Just
only that match. Only that match.
Just that match.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's
Yeah,
interesting marketing.
What
else went down?
Saturday night, Travis Scott performed, and he performed some new music. Thugger performed some new music. And then Sunday night, we had Meg. She Meg went on before the baby. And I think the baby is diabolical. He's the diabolical baby, because his set was right after Meg's, and he did Cry Baby, which is Meg and the Baby song, and some guy comes out in a the baby mascot costume, and he's like, "I'm gonna give y'all $1 million if y'all can guess who in this costume. Y'all think it's 4 times Thunder for Vegas, so y'all think it is." Then the beat drop, and it's Tory Lanez under that.
Nice heel turn and face turn or whatever. Did the crowd go wild?
A little bit. I guess the song was popping, but I think the baby is diabolical.
Yeah, I love it. If he like it, I love it.
And then after that, I think he performed Cash Shit, which is another Baby and Meg song. So
of course she wasn't on stage.
Of course not. But Party was trending last night because, when Baby and Meg got into it a couple months back, Party had some words for the baby on Twitter. That's to connect that back and forth.
Party
Fontaine, Megan's dude.
Whoever he is. Who was he?
Cardi B's ghostwriter.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
And he's written for Kanye as well. He's written some big records. He's actually pretty talented. I don't want to put him only as Cardi's writer, but he's pretty good. Yeah.
So now ghostwriters have a reputation in the image, huh?
Well, he's not really a ghostwriter. He's credited. I know that term is, but it's kind of controversial, but Party gets busy.
Got you.
Yeah.
So he making money to afford
For
to date
sure.
Megan
That's why
Thee
him and
Stallion.
Meg are together. So
Got you.
I guarantee like that's how WAP came about, and you know.
Before we exit the music news, a few days ago, actually Thursday of last week, Kanye West decided to do a big old party at the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, where he debuted the Donda album.
A year late.
A year late.
Now a year and some change late.
He touched on a lot of different, but the main thing he spoke on, kind of like, it reminded me of Jay-Z's 444 album, which may have been inspired by, is that he addressed the divorce with Kim and went a little bit more into detail about some things, which, you know, whatever. So, give me your thoughts on that. But before you give me your thoughts, I want to just say what my favorite moment was, because you can speak on everything else.
Okay.
Since I'm an old head. It was like watching a Marvel movie in the sense that I started thinking, who am I finna hear on this album? Part of me was hoping I was gonna hear Drake blurt out and start rapping, but alas, that was not to be. However, one step up above that, ladies and gentlemen, was hearing Jigga Man's voice. And Jay-Z overdid it, man. It was a beautiful thing to hear.
I didn't even hear it yet. Don't
dropped
spoil
like
me.
30 bars or something like that. It was ridiculous.
All right.
It was insane. And then Kanye just walked around in all red.
Allegedly, Hove did the verse at 4 p.m. right before.
Yeah, supposedly the album was still being
I missed
worked
the whole
on.
listening party. I was out Thursday night, unfortunately. But I don't like hearing music before album drop. I like to hear it all like.
I thought about that, but I have to be the one to speak
because
on
I
it.
can't if I'm not able to hear it like right after I'm done with it.
Well, okay, so I heard the whole thing,
Okay.
and I think I left out a couple of times because my phone rung, but for the most part, I've listened to the whole thing. It was definitely, what I will say is, because speaking to your point, I can't remember everything, unfortunately, because it was a one listen.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is, okay, so for one, he's still in tune with his spirituality. He's still keeping that mission pushing. However,
Great.
this album sounded like, see, I've never told my kid this, but Kanye lost me after, truthfully, Kanye lost me after
Graduation.
the first album.
What?
Yeah.
What?
College Dropout. He lost me after College Dropout. Let me explain. Let me
hear you out.
Wait, what's the wait? I take that back. What album is Barry Bonds on?
Graduation.
Okay, he lost me after Graduation. That's you.
Still weird.
What was before Graduation?
Late registration.
And then the first one was
College Dropout.
Okay, so cool. He lost me after Graduation.
Weird.
Now he didn't lose me. Let me hold on.
I'm thinking. That's why I said what. But go ahead.
He didn't lose me in the sense that I said Kanye's whack now.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye fell off. What I'm saying is the
808s.
The hip hop, pure hip hop, straight up hip hop Kanye West
was gone
as a rapper left after Graduation. It actually, half of some elements of Graduation, it was starting to show, but it undeniably after that, because what was that album after Graduation?
808s
And Heartbreak.
Yeah,
he became a pop star.
Right, but to my response to that is because I know what you're talking about. Half of Graduation is like damn near auto tune, and it's
that
not
didn't bother me. That wasn't it. It was.
That's because T-Pain was hot in that time, but
I understood.
That's not his fault. But and 808s came, everybody hated it, even Kanye.
No, that's
fans
crazy.
hated it.
You want to know something?
What's up?
So, again, let me go back and be honest. You kind of made me change my answer.
Yeah.
He did lose me after the first one. I didn't like Late Registration, but then I liked Graduation. That's what happened. I tolerated Late Registration. I thought it was all right. But Graduation, he kind of, so it was like, to me, it was like, I guess what I'm saying is College Dropout was a classic. It's a 5-mic album, right?
I think
but I didn't feel like
albums are classics.
I don't feel like Late Graduation was a 5-mic. I thought it was like a 4-mic album. So that was just me trying to wanting him to live up to his expectation.
Right.
But then again, he now looking back on it and understanding he was finna be a guru of things, a fashion god and all this stuff, all these other plans that I thought he was halfway interested in, and come to find out he was very extremely, as you can all see now, once where we're at, extremely serious about what he was doing. So 808 and Heartbreak,
that's their second passion.
808 and Heartbreak, I became a Kanye fan again because I didn't listen to that album as him as a rapper. I listened to that album as him as a pop star.
Oh.
And that's why I was able to embrace it and say to myself, okay, he not a rapper no more. He Kanye West. And so that's what happened. But now, having said all of that, so I kind of want to dominate the time and I want to micromanage it. Having said all of that, this album that I heard sounded like a mixture of College Dropout and 808 and Heartbreak. Okay. Because he started getting futuristic. Like one of Kayla's favorite album is my Twisted Dark Fantasy. That's one of my least favorite albums.
It shouldn't be, because
I know
that's
it's a classic.
The most hip hop album he's probably ever.
I gotta go back and listen to it again.
You gotta listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, because I know I will acknowledge and say this. There are some Kanye albums that I didn't give a chance.
I'll admit it. A week ago, I listened to The Life of Pablo all the way through for the first time.
Well, see, I liked The Life of Pablo when I heard that.
I didn't.
But again, that's all artsy pop Kanye though. So I listened to it differently.
I hate Yeezus.
It's a church album.
Yeezus isn't a church album.
And this one is a merger of that vibe, College Dropout, and I'm just saying church album because he just got too churchy on it. That's all.
No, I'm saying Yeezus, the Yeezus album, 2013. I hate that album except for Bounce.
Yeah, it's a church album. That's what I call it that. All right. Now, all right, y'all. So we're finna get into a quick little segment of politics usual. We're not gonna stay on long at all. Just a big spike in COVID all over the U.S., really, truthfully, but it's hitting America, California specifically. And
do you think the Delta Airlines stock has taken a dip because of the Delta variant?
Nah, that's like saying the Corona beer thing. They was talking about that. It did nothing.
But do you think the rednecks, like their little conspiracy, the QAnon people, are like up in arms about that?
No, because that's just a name. It's nothing. I don't really see a connection with them connecting.
They probably think if you flew Delta, you'll get COVID.
That's too ignorant to think.
But they
also
ever heard QAnon?
Nah, yeah, I heard of it. California ordered to unfreeze and pay all in unemployment, and I'm gonna pull this article up so y'all can get a gander at this. But let me first of all let's backpack. He said that it made me. This is from KTLA 5. LA County sees alarming spike in coronavirus. Corona cases rose faster in Los Angeles County in the past week than in California as a whole. And the region's case rate on several days exceeded the state's. LA County Public Health reported 3,058 new cases Friday, the highest figure since mid-February. That's a lot, man. And
a day too. Jesus, that used to be like a weekly thing.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So, and this is amongst the unvaccinated, they're saying, but there's also people that's been vaccinated that is getting the virus still. So we're gonna delve into the Delta variant on another episode. That's a whole nother subject, but not a whole nother subject, but an extra edition. We'll get into that. California EDD cannot freeze unemployment checks, must pay now during eligibility investigations. This is from KTVU, Fox 2, San Francisco News. California's Employment Development Department has settled a landmark case, agreeing to pay close to 100,000 people who are eligible for unemployment checks who had their payments frozen because of questions of their eligibility. And so what has been called conditional pay will now be switched to pay now policy. In other words, as a result of the class action lawsuit, the EDD must now stop its policy of freezing benefits for people whose existing claims have eligibility questions and instead continue sending checks while they investigate the problem. Claimants whose payments are currently frozen will get paid for all the weeks they missed. Quote, I was really happy because I was waiting for a long time, said Kadrina Alaluma Bullis, 32. A payment of $5,600. She's going to Hawaii, ladies and gentlemen. Was deposited on our EDD card Friday morning. She's been waiting for that money since February. If claimants are ultimately found to be ineligible, however, they may have to repay the money. Nobody's going to do that. But they may also be off the hook. The EDD will waive repayments if the claimants are able to demonstrate a financial hardship and the overpayment was not the claimant's fault or because of fraud. Now, it's been a while since we talked about Marvel. All 6 weeks, all 6 episodes of Loki is down and out, and Black Widow dropped. What if it's around the corner? Let's get Black Widow out the way first, nostalgia, because that was supposed to come out 15,000 years ago. So I'll let you lead the charge on that. What's your review? Okay,
I loved it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not because of burnout, because I'm already past my burnout phase. Because we're 3 shows in, and I can already kind of see a clear path to where things are going. So it's not like I'm not gonna be as shocked as I would have been in January when. And come to think of it, is it hard to believe that WandaVision was 7 months ago? I remember every week leading up to it and every day waiting for a new episode. That's crazy. It doesn't feel like it. I remember the whole craze of everything. It was a strange times. But back to what I was saying. I see a clear path where things are going, so I'm not going to be as surprised going forward. But with Black Widow, because this is an independent story that I can finally put as like a final piece in the puzzle that it's not like, let's have what if there was a Black Widow movie? Even though this was kind of a filler because it was set in the middle of Civil War, and it probably should have came between Infinity War and Endgame. I still enjoy it in the sense of it's a character's standalone story, and it gives me I enjoy enough to want to see more.
Here are my thoughts. I loved it too. It was full of a lot of scene stealing moments. Florence Pugh played Yelena. She stole the show. David Harbour, who played the Red Guardian, stole the show. Rachel Weisz, anytime they had their moments, they took it and ran with it. Yep. I thought it's like there's a genre, and like Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor Ragnarok, those all go together. Iron Man, the Avengers, Ultron, really the Avengers. I feel like that goes with the Iron Man story. Captain America, the whole Captain America story, and Black Widow goes with that because it deals with espionage, government shit, lies, secrets.
Yep.
Another thing I loved about the movie is it introduced new characters to the growing Marvel Cinematic Universe, so
and those characters are dope. About it. So you're gonna want to see more.
Yeah. So and then they introduced comic book fave called Mason, Rick Mason, played by O.T. Faber-Nigel. Fagbini. Sorry, I said that way wrong. But he's a up and coming actor of African American. Not African American. I'm sorry.
A trend
He's
I've
actually
noticed
from England.
A trend I've noticed in Marvel movies is they make the way they structure their characters. They're structuring them to become popular enough, so they have their own fandom, so the movies become more successful.
Absolutely, yeah, I couldn't agree more. They just did it, and now they're about to do it with. Let's segue into Loki.
Right.
Loki was dope, groundbreaking. Had elements of reminded me of Twilight Zone, elements of reminded me of Star Trek, elements of reminded me of just Pulp Fiction, actually, because it had a lot of dialogue. One of the episodes was just Owen Wilson and Loki and Tom Hiddleston talking. Yep. Pretty much the whole episode. So what's dope about the Disney Plus TV shows is they are allowed to develop the characters in a slower pace because they have more time to go about doing it. But let's get to the most important part, man. Jonathan fucking Majors. He knocked it out the goddamn park. A lot of people are excited. Here come all of the fan theories of what's gonna happen. One thing we know for sure is that Jonathan Majors is gonna appear in multiple MCU movies. We don't know which ones. We know for sure Ant-Man, and we know for sure that Loki gets to season 2. We don't know if he's gonna show up in Spider-Man or Doctor Strange, but I suspect that even if he doesn't, he will by way of post-credit scene, or it'll be a variant. Exactly what he says. But I don't think his variant is going to have a major role to play in Spider-Man, but he may have one to play. Here's my prediction. Not about Spider-Man, because I really don't know what the hell they're going to do yet.
Yeah, it's 5 months left.
But I believe with Doctor Strange, I think that even if Jonathan Majors is in it, he won't be the main villain because they've already announced that Kang is going to be in Ant-Man. Even if it's a variant of Jonathan Majors, I don't think that's going to be the main villain. He's going to be a sub-villain. Hold on. It's going to be a sub-villain, and the main villain is going to be possibly Nightmare, who I think should be played by, gotta say his name right, Rami Malek, the kid that played Fred Mercury in
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. I think he would nail Nightmare because I think Nightmare should be in the comics. Nightmare looked like he could be a member of Kiss, the rock band. So
that'd be cool.
That's why I think he would be a great casting choice because I think they should present him like he's a rock star. He's just evil as fuck. And so the subplot of the movie will involve Jonathan Majors because you gotta understand there's versions of Kang that are good. We just haven't met them yet, so they can really do a lot of different things with that, and I'm excited. Now, go ahead and give your rebuttal.
As for Doctor Strange, I think there's enough set up already for WandaVision that they don't even need a villain, really.
Yes, they do, because I don't want Wanda to be the main villain.
Obviously.
That would suck.
But it's like I don't know, like who would. It's a lot of people who could fit the role besides Kang. But he's still definitely
the other main villain. It's gonna be Nightmare,
of course.
Yeah,
right.
I don't even think they should do. What's the devil's name?
Mephisto.
I don't think it should be him yet.
Not yet, at least. If they give Wanda a whole movie, he should definitely be.
I don't think Dracula should be seen no time soon. He shouldn't be seen until they do Blade. Period. Point blank.
Of course, that's an obvious one.
Another thing I think I'm gonna make a prediction on. Don't be surprised, y'all. You're gonna hear it here from me first. If Deadpool appears in Doctor Strange, that's one of my predictions. Also, don't be surprised if
Deadpool might even show up in Spider-Man.
That's possible.
That's more.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I would be.
That'd be hilarious.
No, I would be extremely shocked because they got too much going on already. So I don't really see that.
He'd be a mid post credit.
Post credit, I can see definitely a post credit.
Definitely,
yeah. I could definitely see a post.
And I would love it.
So
it's been a minute since Deadpool 2.
Yeah, so I predict that Deadpool is gonna show up when they're not gonna announce when Deadpool show up. He's just gonna show up.
Yep, and that'd be just fine.
Be that. And I think they're gonna probably just have him bouncing around different Marvel movies until they give him his own thing, and then they're gonna kill with it.
They gonna give him his own standalone like storyline that you gotta watch throughout like 6 different movies and shows.
No, they're not. They're gonna canon the already background in, and they just probably gonna add elements to that or maybe use a timeline moment to change some things up, but they're not gonna do a whole origin start over. The audience is too mature for that at this point. So yeah, they don't.
That's why they didn't do it for Spider-Man. That's why they didn't have it Spider-Man. Because you've already seen it.
They didn't have to, and I'm glad they didn't. Absolutely. One last prediction I'll make that I think may happen sooner than later is it's just because it's rumblings about it. Even if Wolverine shows up. So I don't think Wolverine is gonna show up though. That's the thing. So I'm trying to wrestle with that.
Where would he though?
What's the most like She-Hulk series? Because because he's not. They would have had to announce that there's gonna.
Because he did show up fighting.
It would be a post credit. No, he wouldn't show up like be involved in the show. No. He would show up like at the end, like how they did the Loki season 2.
Yeah, but that's
it would be. It'll just be a segue to set up that they are gonna finally announce that a Hulk versus Wolverine movie is happening. But I don't. That's only because it's rumblings about it. But that's all.
I like that because it ties into Wolverine's like entrance into comics. Because the first time we saw him was when he fought the Hulk, right?
I don't know. Don't give me the line to you.
Oh.
Leave y'all with one last MCU rumor, then we're going to go because we are officially at the 30-minute mark, so we about to wrap it up and get up out of here and catch y'all at the next episode, which we will be doing a special Uncivilized After Dark. There is a rumor that Henry Cavill met with MCU last week to discuss entering the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That is who I think should play Dracula, which they probably wouldn't do because it's close. He looks eerily like that Witcher character that he already played on Netflix. So if he didn't play that, just make sure, I want people to understand, whoever Henry play, it's not going to be a good guy. I don't believe it's going to be a good guy. I think it's going to be, see, Kang is not, this is, and here's one last final prediction. Kang is not the next big bad guy. They want y'all to think that.
He a placeholder to get everybody else in the
We
mix.
already got God the Gore Butcher coming in Thor. So Henry is probably gonna play Dr. Doom. Because it's gonna be a character that's gonna be in multiple Marvel movies. And I feel like by them introducing Kang and him possibly being a descendant of Dr. Doom, that makes the most sense. He has the body and the physique for it, and they can keep it comic or accurate in a sense. If he doesn't play Dr. Doom, it would be the, you know, there's a British version of Captain America, right?
Yeah.
That's who he would be, and that's whack to me.
I see Kang as right this current moment as a placeholder, like I said, to get everybody else in the mix. Because if he's different timeline, dude, you get Fantastic Four and X-Men like a snap, and then boom, you can do whatever you want with a villain.
We'll find it all out, man. So this has been the 8th episode of Uncivilized. We got them in. We loading them up, y'all. So we'll see y'all in a minute because we're about to drop a back-to-back episode because we're about to discuss cryptocurrency NFTs with our boy White Air Jordan. So stay tuned in a second, and we'll see y'all in a minute. For my man Nostalgia, Drew K. Angel House Studios, episode 8 is in the books. See y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.
Too.